Holloway Chuck with CKOM News.
Hi there.
Hi. Our Premier's been calling to lift the electric vehicle levies since before the election. If that's something that doesn't go through, what is your stance on it? And would you want to call for anything else if that doesn't happen, like, say, revoking or reducing access to rare earth mineral mines or loans to the Chinese government?
Well, thank you very much. The electric vehicle mandate is that the Liberals are imposing on Canadians is a complete and utter disaster. It would cripple Saskatchewan and most of the prairie provinces. Rural communities in much of Canada would simply cease to exist over the next 10 years without the ability to use gas and diesel-powered vehicles. And it is not an exaggeration to say that Liberals are effectively banning rural life when they ban gas and diesel-powered trucks. That is why today we have announced that Conservatives are launching a nationwide campaign, including in the House of Commons, to force the Liberals to back down on the carny tax and the gas vehicle ban, to allow people to have the freedom to choose the vehicle that is most affordable and most effective for their lives, and to put Canadians back in the driver's seat. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question.
Aiden Jagger, Saskatoon Star Phoenix. Do you support encouraging solar panel production in Canada, given our mineral resources and the global shift to renewable energy to help grow Canada's GDP?
So I support the free market. I believe that we should buy the energy that is most affordable for Canadian families. I don't believe that we should bring massive government subsidies or force Canadian consumers to pay higher electrical and power bills to subsidize solar panels or any other particular type of energy production. We need to harvest our resources in this country. We have cheap, affordable natural gas. We have hydroelectricity here in Saskatchewan. We have the biggest supply of uranium anywhere on Earth, something Corey Tucker, our nuclear energy critic, could tell anyone about. And those sources of energy are Canadian-made. They are affordable. My purpose when it comes to energy, we need low-cost energy. The best way to defeat poverty and expand the quality of living of our people is to have affordable, reliable energy using the massive abundance of resources we have beneath our feet. But unfortunately, Mark Carney is keeping in place Trudeau's anti-development laws, C-69, which makes it 19 years to get a mine approved. So how are we ever going to get the critical minerals and the uranium to the surface in order to power nukes? How are we going to get hydroelectric dams built when they have to go through 10 or 11 years of reviews by the federal government? How are we going to get natural gas production booming to supply generators for electricity and heat for our homes when Carney's anti-development laws keep everything in the ground? The reality is, Mark Carney is not different than Justin Trudeau. He is worse. What we Conservatives are calling for is a Sovereignty Act, which will allow us to become energy independent. Let's legalize pipelines and rapid development by repealing C-69. Let's legalize shipping of oil off the North BC coast by repealing C-48. Let's get rid of the energy cap to produce more Canadian petroleum in Western Canada, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Let's get rid of the industrial carbon tax to produce more at a lower cost. And of course, let's get rid of the Carney tax and let people drive any car or truck that they choose. That's what we're saying. Cheap energy, a powerful economy, a sovereign Canada.
Thank you. Next question.
Oh, hi. Jeremy Warren from CBC Saskatchewan here. My question's about canola tariffs. And, should Canada reduce or repeal its tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles if it would help reduce Chinese tariffs on canola? And what kind of support should the federal government be providing canola producers?
Well, first of all, let's recognize that China's tariffs on our canola producers are totally unjustified. They had already targeted our beef producers before there were any electric vehicle tariffs imposed on them. So the Chinese government has mistreated our economy for many years. I believe the first thing we should do is cancel the $1 billion federal loan that Mark Carney is extending to BC Ferries to have them buy Chinese ships. Mark Carney is giving $1 billion of shipbuilding contracts through a taxpayer-funded loan to the Chinese government and the Chinese economy. That is crazy. At a time when they're targeting our farmers, I think we should look at ways we can penalize the regime in Beijing for targeting our farmers. I mean, so far, Mark Carney has said nothing about the canola producers. It's like he doesn't care about Western Canadian producers. You know, I had my team check his Twitter account. He hasn't tweeted a single thing about canola, yet he's been able to tweet about International Cat Day.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So isn't that nice? You know, we need a prime minister who will actually stand up for all Canadians, including and especially our prairie producers. Thank you. I should just say I think that what Beijing's latest attack on our economy shows is that countries smell weakness. Mark Carney has been failing. He's failed. He's backed down. He's made concession after concession vis-a-vis the Americans. He broke his promise to have a deal on July 21st. He was sent packing by the Mexican government when he tried to get a deal with them. He's got no new deals with Europe. And so the countries of the world think that they can walk all over us because of the weak leadership of Mark Carney. We need a strong leadership that stands up for this country and protects our farmers, our businesses, and our workers.
Thank you. Next question.
Thank you. Gates Gorin, Global News. A question just from our national desk in regards to the Alberta by-election. Can you stay on as leader if you win the by-election with less of a vote share than former MP Damien Kirk?
Well, listen, we're going to continue to work hard through to Monday, and the people of Battle River Crowfoot are going to decide whether they want strong national leadership for the local issues that affect their lives. It's going to take national leadership to reverse Carney's ban on your gas truck or car. National leadership to defend our hunters and sport shooters' right to keep their property. National leadership to get pipelines built so that communities like Hardisty and all of the smaller communities who rely on oil and gas jobs can come roaring back to life. National leadership to stand up for our farmers, and I'm encouraging people to vote to advance their local issues by having a strong national voice in the forthcoming by-election. It would be a privilege to champion the people who feed, power, and protect our country from Battle River Crowfoot.
Thank you. Next question.
Hello, Keenan Sorakan with CTV News here in Saskatoon. You mentioned the Prime Minister's lack of response to this new canola tariff. Given the hit that this could have to the Canadian economy, do you feel the federal government would have responded by now if this were a Ontario or a Quebec-based industry?
Of course. I mean, this Liberal government couldn't care less about the West. They disrespect its main industries. They don't. The Liberals don't care about Western farmers and Western producers. We see Mark Carney has kept in place all of the anti-energy laws that keep our oil and gas in the ground, and they continue to divide the country with real national consequences. And that's why we need a strong national voice, someone who was raised in Calgary, Alberta, who will actually champion the people of the prairies and Western Canada. The era of telling the West to pay up and shut up must come to an end, and we need a Prime Minister who will fight for all of the regions of this country.
Thank you. This will be the final question.
Kira Miller with CJWW. The forestry sector received some federal support about a week ago. It's a similar size to the canola industry, yet we don't see any support here. Do you feel the prairies are being treated unfairly?
I do, yes. I think I'm 100% behind the auto workers, steel workers, aluminum workers, and forestry workers. Obviously, we should back them up because they have faced unfair tariffs from the United States. But the same support and attention should be given to our farmers. You know, it's been months now that the regime in Beijing has targeted our Western producers, and we've had nothing from Ottawa. You know, why aren't the tariffs from the government is collecting on Chinese EVs and other Chinese products being flowed back to the canola producers in Western Canada? You know, there's a tariff dispute with the Chinese government. The money raised by the Canadian government in that dispute should go back to the people who are paying the bills, paying the price, and that, of course, is mostly our canola producers. So it's time for the federal government to start treating the prairies in Western Canada with the respect people here deserve. It's time for a strong voice to stand up for the West.
En français.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Moi, je suis 100% en arrière les travailleurs en aluminium, en acier, en foresterie. Et oui, bien sûr, le gouvernement devrait appuyer ces travailleurs-là à cause des tarifs non justifiables auxquels ils font face. Mais en même temps, il n'y a rien pour les agriculteurs depuis les tarifs que le gouvernement chinois a appliqués à nos producteurs. Le gouvernement fédéral fait rien. Ça montre un manque de respect. Les tarifs qui sont récoltés par le fédéral devraient être acheminés, en partie au moins, aux agriculteurs qui sont frappés par des tarifs non justifiables provenant de la Chine. Et c'est pour ça que je veux être une grande voix pour défendre les intérêts de tous les agriculteurs à travers le Canada, y compris au Québec. On doit être juste pour tout le monde dans toutes les régions du Canada.
Thank you. That concludes this press conference.
All right. Thanks very much, everyone.